Every day in my life. Hi, I'm Shayi from Rivera, and I'm in 9th grade, and as you can see, I'm Chinese, and I've been the only freshman in a lot of these Chinese programs. I took the Mandarin course this past year, and it was really beneficial, and because 10 years ago I was adopted on June 4th, and it was like the best day of my life, and it was a dream come true. But it was always a sad day too, because I was leaving my home motherland and everything that I knew. But it was a great day. So, and I got to live the American dream that I also learned that the Chinese students always talk about. So, as I was growing up in America, I learned that I grew to like the movie Mulan a lot because I could easily relate to her. She was Chinese, and that she was a total cool person and could beat up anybody, and I wanted to be like that. I don't know if that's a good moral. and I could relate to that, but many of you see that as a stereotype of Chinese culture, but when I was younger, I saw her as a connection more than a stereotype. But as I grew older, I realized I started becoming more American, hearing all these stereotypes about Chinese people, and it was like, am I supposed to be like that? And the more I watched Mulan, I'm like, is China really like this? The emperor and the people don't get to decide, and China's at war. So that really shaped my perspective, and in a way, I started shutting out my own past because of the bad stereotypes I heard from other people, and I've been a victim of all these stereotypes that you've talked about, and I've heard them from schools and from friends, and they really hurt, but I worked past through them. I've gone home to my mom and sometimes cried, but I worked through them, and now I'm here. And my friends would have dogs, and I walk past by and say hi, all happy, because I live in America, living the dream and everything. And then they would say to me, please don't eat my dog. And I'm like, what? Why would you say that? Where'd you get that from? She's like, because. And then everyone around would laugh, and I would just be like, oh. And I would laugh along just to fit in, even though it hurt deep inside. I think all these aspects of the stereotypes happen at home and from media, and I think the news always portrays other countries worse than we are. So if they keep putting oh, China is stealing this from us and this, how is that gonna help America connect closer with other countries? And so I also learned some of these stereotypes from teachers, because the other day I started a new marking period, and it was and we were introducing ourselves, and my teacher said, and it was my turn, and my teacher was like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Satterton. He's like, no, where are you really from? Like, what do you mean? Because I've been living here for almost 10 years, so what are you asking me? He's like, are you Chinese? I'm like, yeah. And I get these questions all the time, and I look to my friends, and they're just like, just tell them you're adopted. And I'm like, I don't want everybody to know and ask me questions, because those are personal, and I just met you. So it's it gets really hurtful sometimes, because I'm sure you guys don't get asked, where are you from? And then you probably say, oh, Harleysville, and then that's the end of the question. But I have to go to tell them my whole past, and that can be a really touchy subject. And as I grew up, I started growing some anger, and because of all these questions, and it just hurt. And so I started doing counseling, and then eventually I started being more calm. And as this program grew by and this year, I've learned a lot and gained a lot of friends that I never thought I would have, and that they are very intelligent, and they're not just friends with me because I'm just there, and it's been great, and they help me increase my interest in school, and I'm really proud of that. And I'm not just interested in school because I'm Chinese. I only like school because I like friends. Through this program, I learned that how much the Chinese know about America, and how they think about living the American dream, and how I was taking that for granted, and how I was being here just stays and always not feeling wanted and stuff. But as this year went by, it's been a really emotional year, learning about my identity again, and gaining 2 adult Chinese friends from China, and I can really connect with them. And last week I went to Chinatown and ate all my childhood food, and that was the greatest day. And it was just I don't know, it's just unbelievable. It's just great. I'm sure most of you are really questioned about their government and their relationship, and I learned that they really respect their government, and they're open to they know that their government needs improvement, but they envy ours while we always criticize ours. So I think we should really rethink about our democracy and how we get to and how free we are. So, yeah. After this program and this year, I will deal with stereotypes in a assertive and calm manner instead of aggressive like I usually am. I will educate people about China and why they study all the time, and just because every day, almost every week, I always get a question or stereotype about Chinese people, and it just really gets to me and just ruins my whole day. And as I was growing up, I used to just ignore them and laugh along, even though it hurt. But from this program, I learned to not ignore it because it's not okay. Because people think it's okay making those jokes, and it's honestly not. And that's still a wound in my heart. Sometimes how people think those jokes are funny, but then they are really hurtful, and I had to rebuild myself up sometimes when I hope to go into marketing as I grow up, because I really love being social, and I hope to work with relations with China, because they're the largest population, and plus they're the big industry. And I think if China and if I partner with another company in China, I think I will increase our relationship, and also it'd be nice, it'd be cool to go back, and I think marketing would be really good there. Going back to China would be like going home, like how you guys would go home on Christmas and be happy with your family. That'd be like going home to my people, and just even if I know them, even if I don't know them, it still feel like home, because whatever your motherland is always gonna be your motherland. And Chinese blood is running through me, and so does China, and I live there. I stepped on those grounds, and every day, and all these smells and everything, it just reminds me, and I can easily relate to them, and just going there, it has a deep wound in my heart that I haven't been back there in 10 years, and I just feel like I'm becoming further and further apart from who I am. But through this program, I hope to go back And through this program, I found my identity again, and of being a proud Chinese person. In school, to others, I may seem like a cool, fun, outgoing person, and that has confidence in who she is. But that image I put out for just to protect myself. And the image you put out is the image you receive back. And I've been putting out a negative image, thinking that it's okay just to follow the crowd, but it's not. And I hope, and through this program, I learned that it's okay to be different, and it's okay to be Chinese, and it's okay to be intelligent, not because of your race, but because of your own brain that your parents gave you. And today I'm proud to say I'm Chinese, and one day I hope to go back. And thank you to the staff of Pearl Buck for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.